back in 2020, I had a jab, singular, AZ. I thought everyone else was having two. I can have one, I'll be fine. Now my left eye's gone funny, this time. Looks a little darker. I can see less detail. It's fuzzy. There was shadowing. There was all sorts. About a month or so ago, in Llandrindod Dodd Wells, a buzzing started. I could hear it. Like a bathroom fan. It came on one night, and it was on the next. I thought it was my neighbour's fan. So I inquired, found out it wasn't. Then I discovered that the noise was around the building. So then I walked further away and I discovered that the noise was even further away from the building. It was everywhere, all around Llandrindod. Up at the lake. It was horrible. I wake up in the middle of the night, it'd be painful. It was worse at night. It was there during the day, I'm sure. Probably not turned up as loud. I wake up in the middle of the night, earwax would be coming out my ears. It'd be painful. Ah! What's going on? This isn't good. Electromagnetic warfare. Electromagnetic warfare. I went outside of town. I thought, I need to get away from this. So I went outside of town to a farm outside town, and the buzzing was still going on. So I thought, oh, okay, it's inside my head. There's something that's formed inside my head, and it's now giving me tinnitus. And then the eye problems started coming on about then. Then I spent some more time in town thinking it's all inside my head. Got roped into something, I've been there a bit longer. When I'm allowed to leave, I'm out of that responsibility, and I'll take myself out, I'll go down to Glastonbury. Somewhere along the journey, the noise stops. There's an intense sense of relief. I wish I'd left it sooner than a month into it. Maybe I wouldn't have suffered the brain damage. My left eye isn't as good as it was. I'm trying to focus on it. Anyway, the tinnitus now gone. The eye, still fuzzy. I went to the doctor's in Llandrindod. A doctor, I thought about whether to give away his name or not, but I'm going to go for it. A Dr. Hennessy. I'd seen Dr. Hennessy before. The first time I'd seen him, I can't remember what it was about. It's about my finger. I've got like this weird thing going on with this finger. Don't remember what it was about. But towards the end of the consultation, he's like, do you mind if I take my mask off? And I'm like, yeah, of course. This is all very silly anyway. And I went to see him again this time. I filed it about, a week before. Yeah, I called up the doctors and I was like, yeah, I think I'm having some stroke-like symptoms. I am having some stroke-like symptoms. I think there might be a blockage in my brain or something. And then I got a call back and then arranged an appointment a week after the call back. Hey, I think I've got a stroke. Yeah, come see us in a week. So I go in and no one's wearing any masks now. That's good. And he asks what's going on, and I just go tell him about, right, I think there's electromagnetic warfare going on in Llandrindod, and the vaccine and the nanotech and the graphene dioxide organising and creating blood clots. And he's like, oh, okay, let's just check you to see if you're still responsive, see if you've got any signs of stroke. And basically what he did was, he touched my face to make sure I could still feel my face. He wiggled his finger around for my eyes, make sure my eyes still moved. He said, right, you're all good. Nothing. I'm like, excuse me, no. I've had these symptoms, I've had these feelings, I've had these sensations. This is happening, something has happened to me. And he said, well, we can't test for any like microclots or anything, so sorry. And I had requested a D-dimer. The last time I'd gone in, I'd requested some tests because I had had the vaccine done and I was having heart problems. I've had heart problems ever since back in 2020, really worrying, laying down in bed at night. Oh no, what's that pain on my chest, on my left chest? That's really worrying. That's never been there before. No, I was getting pains like that every now and then, just not much. Just my left eye hasn't gone much, but it's gone. I've been damaged by some damaging thing, just like billions of other people. Some have died. Everyone's going to die. Everyone who took it's going to die earlier. Any one of those cupcakes. Where was I? Yeah. So the first time I went in to see the guy, I wanted to get some tests done, bloods. What's going to call it, D-dimer. He gave everything except the D-dimer. He said, I'm not going to give you that. It's for deep vein thrombosis. And I was like, okay, let's just leave that. I don't want to combat this at the moment. And then, on this call, I wanted to get a D-dimer again. But he refused. He said, no, it would be unethical to give you a D-dimer. Because if what you're saying is true, then the blood clots, so D-dimers, I think D-dimers are like something left behind in your blood. You get D-dimers left behind in your blood after blood clots are broken down. And if there's lots of D-dimers, then that means there's been a lot of blood clots. And he said, no, I don't want to give you a D-dimer test because if what you say is right, then it won't be breaking down the same way. Well, he didn't. I don't know that's true. I don't believe he knows that's true. I think he just opted out. He's like, willful negligence, cowardice, all sorts, hide away, just like everyone else. So he refused to give it to me again this time, and I didn't feel too bad about guessing it. So what would happen if I didn't get it? I did find some traces. Then I get into the system that gave me the poison in the first place, into the same system which has done nothing good for anyone I know my entire lifetime, except writing sick notes. The only good thing a doctor's for, the only thing a good doctor's good for, is to get you excused from the rest of the system. Not for your health, are they? Everyone goes to doctors, they get normalised with their now lesser health. And anyway, yada yada. He refused to give me the D-dimer. He said it would be unethical. It's like all these reasons, but these reasons were just, he'd been taught by the industry he works for that it is unethical to do this. It is unethical to give someone a D-dimer. I don't know what's going on in the culture, in the company culture of the NHS, the private NHS, the company's house and all that. Corporations, dead at sea. Something about that, common law. What? Citizenship. Maritime. And I went out of there. Before I left, he said there may well be something going on in Landry and Dodd. On the phone, he said that many of his patients had complained of vaccine side effects. After I asked if they had, he didn't say it randomly. I don't want to land him in shit with his superiors or whatever. But people need to know that everyone is so fucking terrible. Is my eye better? Looks a bit better. Anyway, hopefully it does recover because I like my eyesight. I've had very good vision. So when I was at the doctor's, he was also testing my eyesight, and he did my right eye first. And I could read the bottom line from that distance away quite well. Not quite well, I was struggling, but quite well for everyone else, the whole population. And then my left eye, I couldn't read the bottom line. I had to go to the line above that. And he said, right, your left eye it's got vision just as good as anyone hopes for in their lifetime. It's as good as most people get. And your right eye is simply brilliant. He seemed very bit jealous, really. He's like, oh, you see so well. I've never seen so well in my life. But I had symptoms of a stroke. I believe I've had a stroke. Don't know how much I'll recover. Don't know how much my brain will reactivate, how much will just die off, never to return again. Don't know how much more is to come. To go. But he cited some blah, blah, blah. Oh, you'd have to go in and get more tests if it did show up. It would be unethical. Okay, so somebody has symptoms of a stroke. You found out that their eye is worse than the other, matching the report that they've said, help, I think I've had a stroke, and my eyesight's not very good in this eye anymore. You find out that it's not very good in that eye anymore. But instead of going any further down the route and saying, okay, let's get a D-dimer to sort of see if there's any blood clot evidence going on. No, it would be unethical. There'd be more tests that would have to be done. Unethical. Unethical. Morality and reason have become disconnected in the minds of just about everyone. It's a brave new world. To be fearless is not something to be proud of.